From the deep, dark reaches of Star Trek Online comes Nikodas, Tabbytha, and Grebog with another episode of Fleet Action Report.
Greetings and welcome to Fleet Action Report, the show where we don't just play the game, but we teach you how to play the game.
That was Nikodas. I am Tabbytha, and up next is Grebog.
This is episode 199, Upper Deck Traits. Now, that was meant to be a lower deck / upper deck type joke, though now, like, reading it, I'm thinking of something else, and that might be bad. Anyway... you can you can help support us by liking, sharing, subscribing, following us here on Twitch, or you can go over to, we have YouTube, which is where all of our episodes go to hang out. I was gonna say die, but that's not true. They don't die, they live over there. And then we also have a coffee link, which is ko-fi.com/JREBOG. You can also support us that way too. But being here is support enough.
Being here is the greatest support of all.
It always surprises me when I do go over to the YouTube channel to look up old videos or whatnot, and I'm like, oh, this has been viewed 47 times. That's interesting.
Yeah, we've been going up. Our YouTube channel's been getting some traction. Maybe if I promoted it more, it would get more traction. But you know,
I do know there's a couple people that I have spoken to on the various Facebook pages that I frequent that can't make a 10 p.m. show, but they'll go to YouTube and watch it afterwards. So I do know we have a few viewers that do that. But yeah, kind of always surprises me.
I mean, I can look at our analytics right now. Every time we release a video, we get spikes.
Yay.
And the watch hours has been going up, so that's always a good thing.
Hey, Tabby.
Hey, Nikodas.
You want to tell us about your week?
Oh, well, my week has actually been pretty mundane. Been a lot of STO, a lot of World of Warcraft. Though I've been continuing my ventures into Death Knight tanking. My tank is now 477 eye level with two different 2-set bonuses.
Excellent.
And I tanked the Awakened Emadrassil raid last night, the entire raid. So that was, and I only died a couple of times too. So that's a testament to the healers there. But that's been a lot of fun. And speaking of tanking, I've got my Terran Lexington in my tank setup here. So you may be sensing a theme going on here. But yeah, that's something that you may get to see at some point later on. Is I've offered to help Mem to tank for Mem. Maybe we'll do that on Fun Night or something. We'll see.
If he can make it Fun Night, maybe I'll pull out one of my control builds and then help that way. You can tank. I can grab everything and pull everything together.
I got the deeps.
Well, Nikodas, how have you been? What have you been up to?
So I did a thing.
Uh-oh.
I got voluntold to do a thing. So my kids are pretty fond of the Among Us game. And both of my kids are also involved in scouting. So I came up with a version of Among Us for the scouts to play on campouts. I came up with the rules, I came up with the peripherals, and printed everything out and laminated all of it, made tags for the kids to wear, and all kinds of stuff. It was a blast. The adults even thought it was good enough that they're talking about making it like just doing a meeting, one of our regular meetings, but just playing this game as the meeting.
Oh my.
So it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we only got to play it. I think we did 3 rounds, and then we had dinner, and then we got rained out. So we all had to pack up and go home. That was this last weekend. That was a lot of fun. For gaming stuff, I've been back on Destiny again. That game just keeps sucking me back in. Um, I give it up for a while, and then inevitably it'll suck me back in, and I'll be like hyper focused on it for a while, and then I get bored and quit and come back to other games, and But I've been playing that. I actually got everything I need ready for the new expansion next month. So that'll be fun. And I've been playing STO. I haven't even logged into WoW. Oh, and Hearthstone. I did up my Hearthstone account and been dinking around on that a little bit. So that's kind of been fun. That's another thing because you can play it on the phone. So that's something I can do when I'm at work pretty easily. And even though I'm supposed to be paying attention in meetings, sometimes I do it in meetings. I don't know.
How
Um,
damn.
I know, right? Like how bad of me.
Hey, Nikodas, you should come out and join us.
But I'm sitting in Quinn's office. I'm having a meeting.
Playing Hearthstone?
Yes, exactly. Katissa's being bad. I will say I did something really interesting today at work. Uh, I am an EMT, so I don't do a lot of invasive procedures, but I asked to be taught how to start an IV today, and my boss let me practice on him. So I started an IV on my boss, which was kind of cool.
I remember in the army going through that class where we all got taught how to do IVs and we all stuck each other.
They had a dummy arm out there, and I did it on that first, and then my boss was like, "Hey, you want to try it on the real thing? Go get your stuff. You can start one on me."
Yeah, we didn't have dummy arms. We were the dummy arms.
I was gonna say it depends on your definition of the dummy arm.
It was fun, and I'm actually really excited about it. I was really stoked about it earlier, but I believe that makes it your turn, Grebog.
I've been playing WoW, collecting bullion. I did my 4 mythics on 2 characters to get the weekly quest done. I even timed a mythic +6 on Tuesday night, and that was a challenge. So they started a whole new season. A mythic 6 is roughly, I would say, around a 20 of the previous season, if not maybe a little bit higher. I mean, it was a challenge. It was also the Uldaman dungeon, and we ended up doing an alternate strat in one of the fights, which made that boss fight just a hair bit easier. But since we're not a WoW thing, I'm not going to go delving into that. My team, my raid or guild is talking that they are going to do the pandemonium thing.
I'm gonna be doing that.
And they were at one point talking about. They said that, so we raid Tuesday, Fridays. They were talking about cutting the awakened raids completely out, except for, well, we'll do them on Mondays. And I'm like, well, that's great. I can't go on Monday. And yeah, it kind of made me I guess disappointed, sad. It felt like I was getting cut out. And so it made me question, if they're going to do the awakened raids on Mondays, then why am I bothering playing my regular tunes? And so I was starting to question that. Anyway, Apparently now they're talking about splitting Tuesday being Pandemonium or Friday, and the other one being the other night. So we'll do Awakened one night and Pandemonium stuff on the other. But let's see.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, when you said Pandemonium, I thought you meant the remix, the Panda remix.
Yes, the time running.
Ah,
That isn't out yet. It's coming on the 16th. We are just making preparations as a guild to go. We're like the whole guild is apparently like the raid team is going all in to time running. Yeah. And since the raids will be part of the time running thing, we wanted to have like we're planning on who's going to be tank, who's going to be healers, and stuff like that already. So yeah. Oh, I had other thoughts. I've been playing STO, working on a build, getting things ready for next week. And then I lost. There was something I wanted to talk about, and I forgot what it is now. Oh well, I guess it's not that important.
Well, if you remember, speak up and we'll let you continue.
But
so this week in STO then?
Yes.
Okay. So this week in STO, the Demon Slayer event is still ongoing. This lasts until May 23rd. And to get the grand prize, you have to have 14 days of completion. The grand prize being a Herald Defiler Mace, an omnidirectional Herald anti-proton beam array, a wide arc Herald anti-proton dual heavy cannon, and 3 featured TFO reward boxes with 20,000 dilithium. This is actually kind of a big prize pack. I mean, you get 2 special weapons plus the ground mace. I don't know this. I
don't
don't
know
know
though.
if this is a
That's kind of
set.
like a limited use though. If the mace only defiles heralds and not other targets.
Nice.
Well, and I just had this weird thought. So we're getting an Omni beam, but the cannon, like we're not getting a turret. We're getting cannons.
Yeah, that's really weird.
This whole combination of items is a bit interesting. I'll say that.
And
Yeah,
we're not getting we're getting an omni beam array and dual heavy cannons, but we're not getting any regular beam arrays.
it's a wide arc dual heavy cannon too, so it's like the 90-degree.
But we're not getting the wide arc dual beam bank, or we're not getting a turret.
Yeah, which I don't think it's a set. They didn't announce it as being like
No.
a set item, so I don't know. It's a little odd, but there's a lot there too. I mean, the past several events have only been 1 item, and this one gets us 3. It's a little
the
odd.
Omni was noted as being that it would take the place of the crafted, it not because it's not a set item Omni.
Right. To
Wait,
get your completions,
not a set omni?
it is not.
Oh.
So you can have your set Omni paired with this one. To get your completions, there are 3 TFOs you can choose from. Herald Sphere and Gate to Grethor are both space, and then Brotherhood of the Sword is ground based. And we went over that last week. If you're curious, well, they did. I wasn't here. And it should be noted that this is part of the year-long event campaign. And Tabby, I'm giving the torch to you, or the mace. I'm giving the mace to you.
I don't want to. Well, actually, I don't have to worry about being defiled because I'm not a herald. Anyway, now on. Well, yes, now ongoing. Is the upgrade weekend from now until May 13th. You earn twice the technology points toward your next upgrade. So if you've been hoarding those Phoenix upgrades, which why would you not? Because that's the best way to do it. Then or any of the other upgrade items. Now is the time to implement them and upgrade your pieces toward on the road to gold.
And then
Ingredients
Grebog.
faith. All right, so they added some new items into the mud store. A lot of these are old event items, and that one of the which is being the Imperial Assault Ground Set.
That looks pretty
This is
cool
a
too.
4-piece set. It has a batleth, armor, personal shield generator, and dual nanopulse disruptor pistols. It's not a terrible set. I just don't remember it. There's better stuff in game, I guess, is where I'm going. It's not a bad set, and I don't know that I would pay the $30 on the for the sale price though. Yeah, so it's 3,000 Zen right now. Normal price is 12,000. They also added in the console Universal Crystal Prism, and this is also a console that I don't remember. It sparked my fancy either, but apparently also buying it though you get an ultimate tech upgrade, though that still doesn't. I don't know. There's other ways to get tech upgrades, cheaper. And that's 2,000 Zen on the sale price, normal price of 8,000 Zen. And then the final item they added in is the Synth Android A600. Also comes with an ultimate tech upgrade, and it is an interesting thing. Now, we showed it off in the pets. It does a big blast, and normally it gets 2 or 3 of these blasts off before it falls over and sparks out. It doesn't do terrible damage in those blasts that it does. It just, unfortunately, because the timing, how far apart they are, it doesn't do as much DPS as other battle companions.
It's also the only battle pet that has a 1 minute, or it's got a 1 minute cooldown, but a 45-second uptime.
And
So
then
you've got 15 seconds that it's going to be gone before you can resummon it.
Yup.
And with every normal, when they add new stuff into the mud store, that they decided to do a 75% off all non-bundle items until May 13th. So if there is something in the mud store that you've been wanting to pick up, like let's say the Imperial Rift set, you can get that now at 75% off. There's all kinds of stuff in here, and depending upon what you might be looking for, yeah. I'm not gonna tell you what is worth it and what's not. Well, I guess I could.
Everybody has different priorities.
Yeah.
But the Imperial Rift set is kind of best in slot for exotic builds.
Yeah, it's got a lot of good uses in exotic builds.
And also, being a reclaimable thing, you can reclaim it at level, like on your low level tunes, and freely upgrade it as you level, so that as you're leveling, you always have a level appropriate purple engine, deflector, shield, and core.
Now wait a minute. I thought this is the ground set, right?
Well, no. Okay, I was talking about the Imperial Rift set afterwards, because to me that is probably one of the items that's in the mud store that is currently on sale, might be worth picking up for some people. The ground set isn't bad. It's just, in my opinion, not. There's better stuff in game, and you likely already have it.
The Nanopulse Warthog is on sale. You can pick it up for 20.
See, like that. To me, that would be probably worth picking up. It is one of the higher DPS battle companions, more so than the A600.
Nimue was just asking about that too.
Yep. And so you compare it with the C store Warthog for the set.
Nice.
Unfortunately,
The
the other
cyclic,
one is not on sale.
but you can wait for it to be on sale.
Correct.
But
And
the
then those
cyclic
two,
modulation weaponry lets you pretty much like pick a damage types for when you have those pesky endeavors.
the Targs together are by far the best pets in the game.
Yes. The Camargue set is currently in the Mud store. It is on sale and is currently 3,000. And it is a really good ground set. I love it.
As long as you don't mind glowing purple.
And for those
Yeah.
people that want to have all of the classic stuff, you can get the procured Hollow Enterprise crew also is on sale right now. So they would be great for, I guess, Space Barbie stuff. I don't know that they have and offer anything great, which we will cover what makes bridge officers great here in a minute. But
yeah, which brings us to our primary target. So we are going to take this opportunity to discuss the worthwhile traits on bridge officers. And we'll talk about ground and space traits. We're not going to talk about... Nice. Actually, that was really good, Grebog. We're not going to talk about equipment or powers or specializations, anything like that. This is specifically about the traits. And we're going to kind of use this as a segue into our next several episodes, because we're going to do a series of ship builds kind of back to back to back to back, where this is going to matter. Sort of. It is worth noting that some traits work both space or have effects for space and ground, and some have similar names or variants of different types, and we'll get into that a little bit as well. How do you want to split this up, guys?
I don't know.
All right. I'll get us up to ground traits, and then one of you can take ground traits. How's that?
You do ground traits, then hand it off to Grebog. I'm going to run and get a drink real quick.
Okay. All right. So traits have 3 quality types. There's usually basic, standard, and then superior. For example, you have basic Romulan Operative, and then Romulan Operative, and then superior Romulan Operative. Of course, the superior version is ultimately what you would like to get, and that's currently considered the best trait in the game, arguably. Traits, or the number of superior traits, determine bridge officer rarity. Very rare officers will typically have 2 superior and 2 standard. Rare will typically have 1 superior, 2 standard, and 1 basic. Uncommon will have 3 standard and 1 basic, and then common will have 2 standard and 2 basic. Yes, there is a way to upgrade. We will get to that in a moment. Grebog, you want to do ground?
Sure. Now, ground traits, there's all kinds of them, and they can help you. A lot of people overlook the ground traits for the fact that it only works on your ground builds, and not a lot of people like doing ground. So, but some notable ones to get would be engineered soldier. That typically comes from any Jem'Hadar. They all come with engineered soldier ground, which is a crit severity, crit chance, and increase in damage. Then we have like lucky, which... Do I have a lucky handy? I have so many people. But basically, that gives more critical hit and exposed chance. There's teamwork, A lot of these are basically increasing your damage done on the ground, or well, their damage done on the ground, which then helps you. Then we have superior photonic life form, which comes from any holograms, because pretty much all the holograms are specials, and they
So
have a nice yes.
I was going to ask you about that. You have it down as lucky, but the one that I have on my Orion is basic luck. So wouldn't it be basic luck and then superior luck?
Maybe it's probably the same. I know for players it's called lucky. It may be just luck. I don't have any. I have someone here with superior luck. I don't have someone here with anything else.
So I have basic. We don't have the one in the middle. Anyway, there you go.
But yeah. Then there's superior soldier. This is another boost to their damage. I think it increases their ranged attacks, and I know Jim Hadar sometimes have a boost to their ground attacks on certain. But or maybe I'm thinking of another. Maybe I'm thinking Klingon.
They have engineered soldier.
Yeah. Oh, soldier's range, range weapon damage and more crit severity. It's a good ranged boost. Cations and Ferocins come with pounce, or can come with pounce. I think they default do, but
they do.
And essentially what that means, if you were going to set up a melee attacker, Cation or Ferocin might be a good one, because pounce, they will leap on their target and then they can start jumping, start slashing them. But yeah. And then creative, if you I put this in here because if you upgrade your bridge officers, then creative becomes a trait that is useful. If you are not upgrading the bridge officer, honestly, it's kind of pointless. I don't think it helps you one bit, because once you upgrade a bridge officer, they can then use a kit frame, and creative increases K-perf, the kit performance. So if they can't use a kit, then it's kind of meh.
Does K-perf increase their usage of their abilities though? I think it does.
Maybe? I'd have to do I don't know if they specify. Let's see. Where is creative in this list? List of traits. The stowiki.net. That's a great site to go to. It just says ground trait improves effectiveness of kit abilities.
What?
And under basic, creative, and superior, improves all kit modules.
What I am reading online says that K-perf does work on bridge officer abilities, but not all of them scale correctly.
Yeah, TLDR, K-perf is not useless on bridge officers, but not all abilities seem to scale with it.
Yeah, looks like we went to the same page.
Yep.
The
Reddit
is strong with us.
Are you looking at the Reddit thread?
Yes, I'm on Reddit.
Yup.
Now that's a lot of the notables. Now for special ground traits, there are some special bridge officers that have some special ones, and one of which is Terran Beverly Crusher. She has Terran Transfusion, which heals allies and damages foes. There are liberated Borg, like I have here, 6 of 9, who has superior Borg nanites, which is improved health and shield regeneration, which can come in handy. There's a Kabali officer, Honor the Fallen, which is extra damage and regen per fallen ally. Hopefully you don't have a lot of people on the ground, so I don't know how beneficial having a region based on how many people are on the ground. The android officers, there are two. There's a couple androids that you can get in game. They have Reboot 2, which android grants resistance and boosts melee damage. Reboot 2 is a self-res.
Let me back up just a second here. So the android officers have a trait called android.
Oh.
So it's a little weird because they won't be called android officer. They'll have a name, but the name is random. That's why I couldn't put a name in there because there's so many different. So the android trait grants resistances and boosts melee damage, and then Reboot 2 is the self-res. So sorry, just wanted to clarify.
Except I think 0718 always comes with 0718.
Yeah, he does, but there are like the noon type android comes with a random name.
Yeah, and I believe the cyborg miracle worker comes with Marta. What's her name?
She's not. Marta is not an android though, and she doesn't.
Wait, yeah, she's got other stuff. Oh, yeah. She's in here for another. Marta's listed in the. We'll get to her in a minute. She has another special trait. So they have the android trait and then the Reboot 2 for the selfers. Nellen Exel, he is the free Voth you get if you do some of the story that happens around the Dyson Sphere stuff. And basically he has a bioorganic trait, sedative, which is a hold, and then he has suspended animation, which is a self-res, which can be handy. There's a brain that you can get a hold of with, he has a superior cryonic visor beam, which is like I think a blast forward of cold. Cold damage beam. We have Marshall Janeway, which what?
Like Cyclops?
Yes. Pretty much. I think he might even grab his helm, like right up by the visor when he does it. God. Marshall Janeway has Assimilate Dead, which if you've played any maps with people that have Marshall Janeway with them, you've probably seen the drones walking around. Yeah, that is where some of them are coming from. It reses defeated enemies as Borg to help you fight. And then Marta Okatawa, she has Target Designator, which is a pretty nice. It's a minus 30% all damage resistance rating for 10 seconds. It's a nice debuff to put on your enemies because that helps your entire team. Yeah.
There are some others out there as well, and even those unique officers will have some of the regular traits as well. So pick your poison and go with it.
And that's a lot of the ground traits. We do have links to all of this stuff, like because the Stow Wiki has all of this broken down in a way more detail than probably most of us need.
Probably. So that's it for ground. We're going to move on to space. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please speak up as we move on. We will happily answer those. So for space traits, in no particular order, actually that's not true. It looks like we've got them down. Well,
I may have put them in as I saw the importance.
Except engineered soldier, I feel like that should be higher on the list. That's the only one though. So to start us off, superior Romulan operative is arguably the best trait in the game. You can get these on any character, and nowadays, if you're in a fleet, you can get them in any slot for that character. The reason that these are so good, they add 2% critical chance and 5% critical severity per uh, SRO you have equipped. They also have a 15% power recharge speed for cloaking. That only, of course, matters if you're in a ship with a cloak, but the crit chance and severity is good everywhere. The next trait, and the one that comes really close to that one, is the Superior Watcher Operative. This adds 3% crit chance, 3% crit severity, and 5%, or sorry, not percent, but +5 starship defensive maneuvering, which improves your defense. It makes the enemies miss you more. So, what is that? Slightly higher crit chance, lower crit severity, and then the defensive maneuvering, which is useful everywhere, not just on a cloaking. I tend to think these are easier to get and cheaper to get, so I use these on almost all of my characters over the SROs, even though technically the SROs, the damage output might be a little bit better. Again, pick your poison. Next on our list is photographic memory. These only come on Cardassian bridge officers. They are the only ones that have this. It's a straight damage boost. So the superior version is a +2% weapon damage, +2 accuracy, +2 defense. There are builds where straight weapon damage is preferred over crit chance and crit severity. So if you're doing one of those builds, you might want to look at these guys. I will say this: the Cardassian officers do not come naturally with the superior version of this. They just come with photographic memory, which is I believe it's a step down. So it's 1.5% weapon damage, 1.5 accuracy, 1.5 defense, or something like that. To get the superior version, you have to use the upgrade token on these guys. Keep that in mind. Pirate. Now, Pirate is really easy to get on the KDF side of things. It is a lot harder to get on the Federation and Romulan side of things, because Nausicaans come with it. There is not a superior version. There is not a basic version. Pirate is Pirate. It adds 1.
There's another. There's a free. There's a free. There's a free buff that has pirate. The potato head.
Yeah, the hierarchy, the one I'm looking at on my screen.
Yep.
The hierarchy is available to everybody. He does have pirate. It's 1.5% bonus to all damage and 50 starship perception. If you don't have SRO or something else to slot, he is worthwhile. He also has efficient, which adds power levels to like the warp core efficiency, so you get bonus power when you're set to low power. So he's handy to have. I used to use him all the time until I got some Watcher operatives going. Let's see, where is my other officer? Here we go. So the Krenim have temporal skills, in this case, temporal engineering, which is recharge speed for engineering bridge officer abilities. You can get Krenim officers that have temporal tactical, temporal science, temporal engineering, so you can help with the cooldowns if you need to on any abilities. Yeah, there you go. That's true. Kintari Ferocity. I was wrong, Grebog. I do not have any Kintari. So I don't know what the Kintari Ferocity does. Do either of you have that one?
Nope.
Hang on.
That is a fleet bridge officer. You have to get the maxed out colony to be able to access the Kintari.
2 self plus 2% bonus all damage for 15 seconds. Max 5 stacks.
There you go. Subterfuge is on Romulans. I don't have that one either. What's Subterfuge do?
Subterfuge is on Romulans and Remans. And it is the one that increases cloaking effect and increases damage after leaving cloak.
Usually, Romulan bridge officers will have that or operative. They won't have both. Um, Infiltrator. What's that one? Since you're looking stuff up.
Infiltrator, also very similar to that one, increases the effectiveness of cloaking abilities and provides a minor defense boost, increases the duration of the damage buff the ship gains after decloaking. It's very similar to Subterfuge.
Now, the Space Warfare Specialist I do have on Julian Bashir here. This is, it provides a bonus to Starship maneuvers, Starship targeting, Starship weapon specialization, and weapon amplification. So basically, it improves your maneuverability, your chance to hit, and your critical hits, both chance and severity. Um, Most of the times when you see this on an officer, it's a very, very small bonus. +5, and this is not a percentage. This is just a +5. So the percentage is probably low, which is why it's better to use the SROs. But again, if you don't have access to it, Space Warfare Specialist can be a good one. I used to use Julian. I don't anymore, but I used to. And then Engineered Soldier. I do have that one, I think. Where's my Jem'Hadar? Oh, I have Engineered Soldier Ground. But anyway, it's a +2 crit, chance, crit severity, and damage. Most people will say the top choice is Romulan Operative, the second is Watcher, the third is the Jem'Hadar Engineered Soldier. The only way to get those, the Jem'Hadar, is off of the large Jem'Hadar ship bundle, and you'll get one officer for each job type, and that's it. Then it cuts you off. For unique space traits, you've got Beverly Crusher, the hologram, which is right here. Her trait is called "A Lot's Happened in the Last 20 Years." This trait, I like this trait. I use this trait all the time now. I slot her any chance I get. It reduces the recharge time of bridge officers by 1% each second after you activate a beam or torpedo firing mode. And then it goes on a 30-second cooldown. She also activates Torpedo High Yield 1 anytime you activate a shield or hull repair ability. So anything that heals shields or heals your hull, you get a High Yield 1 for free. I like it. Like I said, I slot her almost every time I get a chance nowadays. The other unique one, the only other unique one that I could find for space is off of Wayun number 13. He comes off of the legendary bug ship bundle, and unfortunately, at the moment, you only get one. I do have him. He is on my Jem'Hadar. He is not on Katis, but his ability, he's got two. So it does have a ground effect where he will hand out Ketracel White to Jem'Hadar officers that you are using,
Oh my
which
goodness.
increases their damage and lets them cloak, I think.
And attracts cats.
Yeah, that's my old girl. She wants attention. And then for space, it increases damage, crit hit, and crit severity. Use him if you've got him, because his stats are actually better than an SRO. So slot him if you've got him.
I was thinking
And
about maybe now swapping in Dr. Crusher hologram for a torpedo build if you get free high yields.
yeah, I mean, anytime you do a heal, you gotta put one of your heals in there if you want that high yield. But yeah, so like hazard emitters should work, engineering team should work, science team should work. Anything that will repair shields or hull.
And also
Um,
with doing in anyway, yeah, let's keep going. My brain just started thinking.
so that is it for both the notable ground traits and space traits. And my cat just moved my ship. Get back in there. she decided she wanted to smack my mouse that I was resting my hand on. Let's see here. Oh, the Elite Bridge Officer Training Token. Okay, so they introduced a way to upgrade your bridge officers. I have done this on several, but let's pull up Yalik here. So when you use this, it gives you an additional ground trait slot. So it activates this trait slot right here, and then you'll have a list of all your available traits here. Now it's going to start off with a lot of the just innate traits that everybody gets, but you can also have your officer learn the ground traits out of lockboxes if there's one in particular that you like, and then you can slot it here. I'm just using aggressive because it gives a bonus to all damage. So, I mean, why not, right? 5% all damage, sure. It also gives you a spot for a kit. Now, this is a kit frame, not a kit module. Oh, and I'm not on ground, so it's not even showing the ones I have available. But like the Ryzian kit frame, you could put in here, or what is Katish using right now? He has the T88. I could throw that in there if I really wanted to, and they get the all the benefits of doing so. You also get an extra device slot, which you can put any device in here. And it upgrades, this is the big one, it upgrades not one, not two, but all of your traits to the superior version if there is one. So like if you use this, what's the Romulan that you get for free that you can't dismiss?
Tovin Kev.
Yeah. So I have found a use for Tovin Kev because he comes with the basic Romulan Operative. So I have just been upgrading him on all the characters that have him because it turns him into an SRO. You get an SRO for free. Plus, they learn all of the basic skills. So when you use that, all of your ground and space abilities, you learn all of them, essentially. All of them that don't come from a lockbox. I used to think that this wasn't worth using, but I don't know. I have found uses for them, and I've even ended up buying a few here and there. So use it if you like it. That is the only way to get superior photographic memory, though. Pirate will not upgrade. There is not a superior version of Pirate in the game, so Pirate is Pirate. And that's it, right? That's everything we wanted to talk about.
We should note about the stacking or not stacking. There are some abilities that stack, and like so superior Romulan Operative, having multiples of them, like different bridge officers in your build, that all stacks. Certain things don't quite stack. I can't remember which ones. I do know Infiltrator is one that doesn't stack the normal way. And what I mean is you can't use Superior Infiltrator 5 times to get, because it increases the duration of ambush, and you can't use it 5 times to get the this like massive length of duration on your ambush. That was meant to be the way it works. That it doesn't stack. There is a way that like it does stack, however, in a different method. So if you wanted to say Infiltrator to stack, you would need a basic Infiltrator, standard Infiltrator, like just Infiltrator, and then Superior Infiltrator. They stack that way, but not like three of the same types do not stack for the Infiltrator trait. And I believe that is also accurate for the Subterfuge one as well.
There was an issue for a while with SRO as well, like double stacking, because if you had an officer, and only Romulans could do this. The ones from the embassy never worked like this, but the ones that you can buy just as a Romulan, or the ones that you get from missions as a Romulan, would sometimes have this issue where it would treat the trait as if it was all versions of the trait. So, like, if you had Superior Romulan Operative, it was giving you the stats for that and for Operative and for Basic Operative. So they were stacking. Supposedly that has been fixed. So if anybody has noticed a dip in your DPS and you're playing on a Romulan character, that may be why.
Well, there was also recently a bug where Superior Romulan Operative wasn't working at all. So,
which supposedly they have fixed that as well. Supposedly. I'm still hoping. So they went back with the Picard bundle and made it so the Tommy gun is now an account-wide unlock. So I'm still hoping that sometime they will go back to the Jem'Hadar bundle, legendary bundle, and make Wayun an account-wide unlock as well. That would be awesome, but we're not there yet.
what I would love if they do that is when you reclaim him, it gives him a random number.
Yeah, that would, or let you rename him so you can pick the number. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Wayun 4,255.
Oh my goodness.
Too many Wayuns.
I just want to put this out there since we brought it up. I want to see Wayun in the 32nd century. Still played by Jeffrey Combs. That would be awesome if he just showed up at some point in time.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, if anyone has questions about bridge officers and their traits or whatnot, feel free to ask. Do we want to blow something up while we are?
Yeah, let's go. Let's run the daily.
Which one?
One of the space ones. Sphere. You guys just want to go blow stuff up?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna run the sphere. We'll end on an explosive note today.
Hopefully, I won't blow myself up.
We will.
We will.
That was all three,
I am
right?
in my tanky tank.
That doesn't stop me from blowing myself up.
Okay, that's true.
I did it to myself in the mission. I
see you're in the new ship.
Yes.
Have you blown yourself up in the new ship?
Yes.
Yes.
How are you blowing yourself up?
A high yield went off.
Oh, that's fair.
A high yield torpedo exploded, and I was too close to the detonation point.
I kind of like it. Your ship is kind of pretty. That was cool.
That was cool.
We all crossed paths.
The Gateway Network gives the Heralds tactical superiority. The plan.
Alrighty then. Oh, we got one of the new bug ships. One of the Alliance bug ships.
Rex.
Bless
Sorry.
you.
And here we go.
Inbound.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target shield has failed.
Can't even see my weapons because I'm shooting through the portal. Oh, that one's dead.
I'm just gonna.
Heralds are destroyed. Get to a gateway and enter the sphere.
He's saying heralds are destroyed, but I keep hearing him say the heralds are distraught.
I mean, they might be distraught too.
We blowed them up good.
Stop the Herald forces before they reach the gateways. Gateway opening
go.
at 8 o'clock. Gateway opening at 11 o'clock. Gateway opening at 7 o'clock.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shield
Gateway
has
opening
failed.
at 9 o'clock.
The one thing I don't like about this TFO is it's all time based.
Yes.
Gateway opening at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is true.
Gateway opening
And I am
at 7
flying
o'clock.
backwards for some reason.
Under attack.
Oh, I love this ship so much. I've missed flying it.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with
At
the
11
Lexington.
o'clock.
Lexington,
Oh,
Lexington has got to be my favorite.
Well, if you both are going that way, I'm gonna spin around and take out this group behind.
Gateway opening at 6 o'clock.
There's two over there. I'll let you have that one. I'll go get this other group.
Target's shield has failed.
No, get away! I'm gonna blow up. No!
Gateway opening
Ow.
at 11 o'clock.
Ah,
Gateway opening at 2 o'clock.
Why? Oh, there's new ships behind me. That's the new groups spawned right here.
At 10 o'clock.
Ship is under attack.
I was trying to figure out why the gateway didn't close that I just took out all the enemies for.
don't blow up. I'm coming.
Gateway opening at 11 o'clock. Gateway opening at 7 o'clock.
Watch out for those probes. They'll shut you down.
I mean,
Gateway opening at 8 o'clock.
let's see.
Oh my.
What?
Gateway opening at 6 o'clock.
No one likes to be probed without consent.
Ain't that the truth? Oh, quit with the solar gateways. And the tractor beams.
Gateway opening at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Gateway opening at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. This guy does not know how to read time.
Target's shield has failed.
Gateway opening at 11 o'clock.
I mean, what time is it really?
Apparently it's 11 o'clock. He just said so.
We need to stop the Herald attack on Allied space.
Oh, only like
Rest
one
gateway.
ship escaped.
Yeah, I saw that.
At least they fixed the bug so the gateway to get out of here shows up now.
Most of the time. One of the times I came through here, it didn't.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
It shows up on the mini map. So as long as you fly to where the circle is on the mini map, you're good.
Target's shield has failed.
And they're dead.
I may have started a combat log.
Command vessels.
I'm curious.
But we have downtime here.
Target's shield
It is not the best one to do, and plus, this is a normal, not a like even advanced or yeah.
Oh, and I'm going the wrong way. Come on, turn around. There we go.
Target shield has failed.
We should be getting some. Oh, we are. Apparently, we're already getting command ships. I just didn't know about it.
They're
You're
dying quite
so
fast.
Target shield has failed.
Oh, let go of me.
Target shield has failed.
This is interesting.
Hey,
They're
Mem.
dying so fast. Hi, Mem.
So, ma'am, my ship can definitely tank for you.
Target shield has failed.
Yeah, we're actually talking about all of us coming in and running with you. Grebog will pull out his control build. I've got some deeps, and Tabby will tank for us. If we can find a time where all of us can be on together.
Well, what about after the show?
Sure, I can be game for a little bit.
We've killed 10 command ships.
Target shield
11.
has failed.
And we still got 40 seconds.
The heralds are distraught.
I mean, I would be at this rate.
I mean, these are command dreadnoughts, and we're like tearing through them.
You mean tearing through them?
Yes, that.
Target shield has failed.
Energy levels in the sphere are rising. Check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
How fast is this command ship gonna die?
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Sensor readings show that the ship is controlling the gateway.
Pretty
Destroy
fast.
it.
What command ship?
Good work. The network is disabled. This will not destroy power from the gateway, but it will. You need to shut the gates down to get into the pipe.
Wow.
To destroy it.
GG, everybody.
111 marks.
Okay, now I'm curious. Things died so fast, though. I don't know how. That's the problem with doing a combat log on a advanced or elite, and something that
Ma'am,
has
I am
breaks.
good with either. Tabbytha is still kind of my game, kind of like my gamer tag, if you will. Oh, hey, look. Don't mind me. I'm just standing out here.
We switched places. I'm in the wrong. Wait a minute.
I'm standing underneath you.
I see that because I'm in the wrong spot. Get back over to my, shipyard.
I am standing on a sparkle of light.
Do we want me to paste into the chat the DPS?
If you
Sure.
want to. See how bad I did.
Oof, it's ugly for me.
Well,
Of course,
again, these are not going to be great numbers for the simple fact it was normal. They don't have a lot of health, and we can't get the, yeah.
yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, because we all probably would have been over 100K DPS on an advanced queue and something that didn't have breaks.
Yeah, I get that. Interesting.
All right,
Cool.
so do we want to grab Mem and
Well, let's end the show and end the recording, and then if we want to do that, we can.
yes.
Yeah, we can keep streaming. And yeah. Now, which science build? All right, so we're ending the show then, huh? So, yeah, if we're gonna put up the show notes, you can find that on YouTube.
But stick around because we're not done yet.
Next week, we are doing. We're going to go into my build that I kind of showed off a little bit tonight, though. I have traits on here right now that are not budget friendly. So I'll have budget friendly options for everybody. And also next week will be episode 200. I don't know that we're doing anything special other than congrats, we hit 200. I guess we should eat cake.
Cake is eternal.
We can talk about it behind scenes and see if there's anything special we want to do. We might, if we come up with something special to do for episode 200, we might push back our ship build. So keep that in mind. But yeah,
Cake is an
next week
eternal
we'll
lie.
do something.
Oh yeah,
Do
so
what?
the cake is a lie. The cake is a lie.
The cake is a lie.
So yeah, next week we'll do the Kardashev Command Dyson Science Destroyer.
Or something else. Who knows?
Something else? What?
I was just saying, if we come up with something special to do for the bicentennial, we might push your build back a week.
Oh, who knows? Well, I guess surprise. We'll hopefully know by Monday if we're doing something special.
As always, I will see you out there.
Be fire, have safe, and don't fun yourselves on set.
Tabby,
Live long and prosper, everybody. Computer, end program.